in some more plants into my garden like 5 seconds ago. I just love it. My team is here. Oh, sweet Ty said her book is out for delivery. Yikes. I just love it. I just brought in all these plants this morning, because I am going to I'm going to have a little book launch party here tomorrow, and I wanted to fill up my garden. And my team was like, Molly was here and she goes, where are you going to put all these plants? And I was like, in the garden, right? And she's like, where is there any room? I'm like, believe me, there is always space, right? There's always space for more plants. So more plants, please, was what you guys had to say to get ready for today's class. And that's what we're going to talk all about, is how to pack in the plants. So I see some people saying they already have their book. That's awesome. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I would love to know that. And what you hope to grow this year. One plant, if you could, that you definitely want to grow in your garden this season. All right, I see Illinois and celery. Where else are you guys wanting to grow? Houston, Texas. All right. Omaha, Nebraska, Southern California, Utah, Barrington Hills, Illinois, Michigan, Central Florida, Maryland, Wilmington, North Carolina, South Salem, New York, Fort Worth, Texas, Irmo, South Carolina. I used to live near there. That's where I went to college. Texas, Illinois, Seattle, San Antonio, Asheville, North Carolina. All right. Well, today I'm going to teach you how to understand your garden, no matter where you're watching from. So the good part about me, the hard part and the good part about me is I've moved a lot. And I've gardened in a lot of different places. So if you have ever, watched a gardener online and you're like, they don't live near me, like what they're doing is not possible. Well, today I'm going to speak straight to you, and I'm going to show you how to know your season, know your garden right where you are. It doesn't matter if you're in California or Colorado or Canada, anywhere in between. I'm going to teach you how to understand that. So welcome everybody. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen for my friends here on Insta. I'm going to flip you around so you can see my slides. Monica put the workbook in the chat, so you guys can grab that. I'm going to grab my presentation here, and we are going to get started. Okay. This is the Plant Like a Pro workshop. I'm a self-proclaimed pro. And I want you to feel like a pro too, okay? So if you don't feel like a pro, the goal is by the end of today, we fix that, okay? Does that sound good? I think so. All right, so I'm going to see if I can flip this around. I broke my tripod in the middle of my book launch. Actually, I was at an install last week. So I'm gonna see if I can jimmy rig this like this. Is that a word, jimmy rig? Okay. Here we go. We are going to share my screen. Hello from Scotland. How fun. I love the internet. It allows us to hang out with each other from all these different parts of the world. It's amazing. All right. I'm going to teach you how to plant like a pro. Who wants to be a pro? We all do, right? And you are going to be one after this class. So my goal is that you have a jungle out there. All right. I want your garden to be a jungle. Anybody else want to live in a jungle? Like, you may not want to live there, but raise your hand if you would not mind this being your garden. Anybody? I'm going to tell you, you've been making one key mistake in the garden, and you're probably going to think, what? Let me tell you the main mistake you've been making in the garden. You want to guess what it is? You haven't been planting enough. You planted too few plants. That's your biggest mistake. Biggest mistake you made is you didn't plant enough. All right. So we're going to take care of that today. You can just put that in the chat. I need more plants. That's your biggest weakness in the garden, is you did not plant enough. All right. So permission to plant granted. Okie dokie. Today is in celebration of Gardenary. Gardenary stands for Gardening is Ordinary. Did you guys know that? I came up with the name of this company in 2017 with my parents down in Natchez, Mississippi. I was trying to think of a word that could encapsulate my heart and mission, which is for all people everywhere to know how to grow a little bit of their own food. And so I just want to thank you so much for being here with me today. And my book is now out. This week is the week. Leaves, Roots, and Fruit is out in the wild. And raise your hand if you already have your copy. Maybe a few of you. Thank you guys so much. You've already made it a bestseller on Amazon. I am working to make it a bestseller on the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, but I cannot do that without you guys. So I appreciate you and leaving reviews and telling your friends and your moms and your sisters. If you're on Zoom, you can grab your workbook, the Plant Like a Pro workbook. We're going to be going straight through it. If you are not on Zoom or you don't have this link, then you can get it by registering at gardenary.com. And I'm also going to show you screenshots of the workbook as we go along. So raise your hand if you've got a pen and a paper. You're going to want to write this down. I'm about to make you a pro. Okay. I wasn't like exaggerating. You're going to get so much information right now that you literally are going to be like, oh my goodness, I am a pro level now. Okay. All right. I want this to be you. Your hair doesn't have to look like mine. You don't have to wear my clothes, but I want you in your garden surrounded by juicy, fruity, and delicious plants. All right. Does that sound good to you? I learned to do this by making tons of mistakes and having way too many years where I didn't plant enough plants, but you guys aren't going to do that anymore, right? So here is what we're going for. I just posted this video, a video of this garden this morning. Is it gorgeous or what? I mean, it is packed. All right, order my book if you haven't yet. I need more people to order my book this week before Saturday night. I'm going to tell you more about it as we go through, but it would mean the world to me. These are just a couple of screenshots of the chapters. It is packed with information, and today's workshop is really just a preview, a sneak preview of all of the awesome stuff inside. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your book orders. Okay, step number 1 is to plant gradually. Plant gradually. What I mean by this, I mean that you can put all the plants that grow in the garden in there together. We're going to talk about doing that. But I want you to understand and comprehend is that plants have different levels of needs. And I'm just about to show you that. And so as soon as you know how plants have different needs, you can be easy on yourself. Say that in the chat. I'm going to be easy on myself. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this. We are giving away 3 sets of my beautiful copper plant tags. These are my favorite thing. All you have to do to win is just participate in the chat on Instagram, on Zoom, and we're going to pick 3 winners to send these to. So stay tuned till the end. We're going to have about a 30-minute class, and then we're going to give away 3 of these. These are in my gardenary shop if you don't win, but they are so fun, and you're going to need these because your garden's going to be so packed. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so plant gradually. So what I mean is you're going to follow the plant's needs, and you're going to plant knowing, okay, this plant is harder. This plant is easier. Okay. All right. So this is in my book, this image. And the idea here, I found this old ruler at a consignment shop, and I'm like, ooh, this is so good for the book, right? So as you go up this ruler, the plants have more needs. So down at the bottom, the plants have just a little bit of needs. And up at the top, the plants have a lot more needs. So, it's kind of like those friends you have, you know what I'm talking about? You know how you have those friends where like you can like not talk to them, you can not call them or text them back, and then you finally reach out and they're like, hey, how's it going? Good to hear from you. You guys have a friend like that? We all need friends like that, right? Just those easygoing friends. Okay, those friends in the garden, those are the ones down at the bottom, okay? Down on the left-hand corner of your screen, those are your BFFs, like the ones you can like not call or answer their texts, and then they will still talk to you, okay? The ones up at the top, those very demanding friends that like they have to go to a certain restaurant and you have to show up on time and you have to say the right thing. I don't know, should we call those friends? I don't know. I don't have many of those friends because they left me a long time ago. But if you have a friend like that, they're up at the top, okay? They're at the top of that screen. So what I mean by planting gradually is just this. This is another image from my book. I had Katie Oglesby. Her husband is a fantastic carpenter. She's a garden consultant in Wisconsin. I had him build me this staircase because I wanted to show the picture of how you can kind of go step by step in the garden and go from easy to hard. Okay. So you guys see those things at the bottom. What kind of plants do you see down there at the bottom? Any guesses? We got some microgreens down there and some herbs. What's on the next level? Anything? Yeah, we see some kale, some Swiss chard, some celery. That next level, we have root crops like potatoes and onions and carrots. And then at the top, we've got fruiting crops like cucumbers and peppers and tomatoes. And then at the big top, we have melons, right? So planting gradually is essentially understanding that the different things you're harvesting, whether it's a leaf, a root, or a fruit, has different needs in the garden. So you ready? This is when you're going to write it down, okay? And this is, are you seeing now why my book's called Leaves, Roots, and Fruit? All right, so the leaves are the easiest. Say that with me. Leaves are easy. Easy leaves. We can all do leaves. No excuses, okay? Leaves are beginner gardener's best friend. They're also a mature gardener's best friend. They're still my best friend. Look at my garden. It's like packed with leaves, right? Okay, so here are the details about leaves. They are small. They're going to take up only like 1/9 of a square foot. They are 45 days, okay? They do not take very long, not many days before you get to harvest them. And they only need 4 hours of sun. Raise your hand if you are gardening in a pretty shady area. I don't mean shady like scary. I mean shady like no sun. Yeah, I see a ton of you guys, right? So if you have like just a little bit of sun, 4 hours, and you have a small space, leaves are your new best friend. They are the friend that you can like not call, and then they'll still be there for you, okay? So you can see my little dots there on the side. Those are going to make more sense in a second, okay? But leaves, leaves, leaves. You can grow leaves all year long, all different kinds of leaves. They are small. They can be harvested very quickly, and they do not need a lot of sun. Now we're going to graduate up to the roots, okay? Root crops are also really nice. They're very accommodating, but not as accommodating as leaves, all right? So for root crops, they are going to be a medium size. They're going to grow at least 60 days in the garden, and they need at least 6 hours of sun. Do you see how the circles got bigger there? Yeah, they need a little bit more room, and they're also going to need more sun, all right? So roots are a medium level, intermediate level is a great way to think of it. Next, we are at fruit. Fruit is the advanced level in the garden, all right? So if you want to start with fruit, that's awesome. I just want you to understand that it's more advanced, okay? So if you can do it, that's great. But knowing is, what do they say? Knowing is like 90% of the battle, right? So knowing is power. If you know that the fruit you're trying to grow is more challenging, it has bigger needs, that's going to like free you up, right? Like if it works, you're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to be like, I am an advanced gardener and I didn't even know it, right? So here are the qualifications, the things you need to grow fruit. Fruit is a large crop. What I mean by that is it's going to take up a whole square foot in the garden. It's going to take at least 90 days from seed to harvest. And you need at least 8 hours of sunshine, at least 8. These plants love light. Say it with me. Fruit loves sun. Fruit loves sun. Fruit like eats sun for breakfast. All right. You want to give your fruit the sunniest spot in your garden. If you do not have a lot of sun in your space, you don't want to rely just on fruit. You might want to try some out, but it's going to be a lot more challenging. Okay. So 8 hours of sun, 90 days large. Let me tell you something, okay? I started some tomatoes from seed in my house way back at the beginning of February, all right? That was 60, almost 90 days ago, y'all. Y'all following me? 90 days. Those plants are now in my garden. They are nowhere near giving me a tomato, okay? So that's not because there's something wrong with me. That's because that's how long they take. So if you want to grow fruit, it's so awesome. It's delicious. It's amazing, but you got to have patience with yourself. All right. So everybody say it with me, plant gradually. That's step one. If you understand this concept, this is the main concept I teach you in my book, Leaves, Roots, and Fruit. All right. So if you understand this concept, it's going to free you up as a gardener because you're no longer going to be like hating on yourself when your tomatoes are taking a year to grow, right? You're going to be like, oh, Nicole said, I learned this is an advanced gardening skill. I'm good, right? Plant gradually. That's right. All right. The next secret number 2 is plant intensively. You guys know I love this word, right? Anybody who knows me knows I don't do anything halfway. If I'm going to do something, I'm going all in and I'm doing it intensively, right? And that's what I want y'all to do in the garden. Like I told you at the beginning, do y'all remember? What's the biggest mistake you've made in the garden? I told you at the beginning. Do y'all remember what I said? There's one big mistake you've made, and it's not knowing what to do. It's one big mistake, and that is you planted too few plants, right? Not too many, too few. That's the biggest mistake you've ever made. So I'm going to make sure you never, ever make that mistake again. This is a 4x4 garden space. This is 16 square feet. And can you see how this all works together? So the tiny little dots, those are leaves. Those are your lettuce plants. The medium-sized dots, those are your root plants, and your large-sized dots, those are your fruit. Do you see how they all go together here? Look at how we have packed this in, and I'm going to tell you the truth. You can put even more than that in there. Really, seriously. Yeah. I ran out of circle energy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this is what it can look like when you plant intensively. You already understand the size, right? We talked about planting gradually. Now we plant them intensively, and look what happens. All right. You see the small plants on the bottom. Those are our leafy plants. Then in the middle, we've got root type plants, small, medium-sized plants. And right up the middle, we have our fruiting plants. So in this case, on the sides, we've got tomatoes, and down the middle, we've got cucumbers. Here's another layout, very similar kind of idea, but I'm just showing you how you can mix it up. Once you have this in your head, you're the powerful one. You don't need someone else to tell you what to do in the garden because you got this, right? So you can say that in the chat. I got this. I am a pro, right? You can start playing around, designing how you put these plants together. We've got large plants on the sides, maybe on a trellis, maybe obelisk trellises right there. We've got some root crops just slowly doing their thing down the middle. You could have lots of carrots in there, lots of beets in there, maybe some potatoes, maybe some onions and garlic. That would be amazing. And then all on the outside, we're going to have loads and loads and loads of leaves. Arugula and spinach and lettuce and mizuna and Swiss chard and kale all around the outside of this garden bed. Are you guys liking this? What do you think? So this is what it looks like in reality. Okay. Sandy says, I have this. I am a pro. I love it. All right. So now you can see this is small, medium, and large. This is what it looks like. And see those herbs along the outside. Those are our leaves. Then down the middle, you can't see the middle in most of these beds, but we have beets, carrots. We have other rooting crops down the middle, plus some other leafy bigger crops like our Swiss chard and kale. And then right down the back, or up on the arch trellises, we have all those tomatoes and cucumbers and pole beans, right? Our fruiting crops are up in the center. So we've got small, medium, and large all growing together. Y'all tell me, do these plants look unhappy or happy? Which one do you think? I mean, if you just went up to one of those plants and you said, are you happy being so close to all these other plants? What do you think one of those plants would say? Do you think they're going to say, I hate it? I don't like this? I don't think so. I think these plants are very happy, right? And yours are going to be too. All right, here is a third way that you can line these up. Again, I'm trying to show you, once you know the system, you're going to plant like a pro. Like I didn't make the title up for nothing, okay? I want you to think like a pro now. So here I did large plants all through the center of the bed, some medium root crops just right to the side, and then some leafy greens all around the outside. So this could be something fun, like let's say you had a ton of eggplants down the middle. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's say on each end you had like some cherry tomatoes, or maybe do the eggplants on the ends and then do cherry tomatoes down the middle. And then on the sides, you could do some potatoes, some beets, some carrots. And then all along the outside, you're going to have all kinds of greens growing. All right. So leaves, roots, and fruit all together. And like I said, the small, medium, large is just another way to say leaves, roots, and fruit. Say it with me now. Leaves, roots, and fruit, right? So the leaves come over the outside. Okay, we let all the leaves just come over the outside border of the bed. The roots are growing down in the middle, and the fruit is growing up and over our trellises. Got it? That's how you pack in the plants and how you plant like a pro. So cool, right? When you look like this, I didn't realize I had my eyes closed, but I think it's because I'm dreaming. I want you to be like this in your garden, okay? Completely surrounded. All right, there is only one more secret to doing this, and then you're gonna have it. Can you believe it? One more secret, and that is to plant seasonally. So I mentioned at the beginning, where you live matters. Not all of us are gardening in California, right? Not all of us are gardening in New England. Most of us are gardening somewhere else. And so you've got to learn your seasons. Now, each time you are in a new season, you want to be sure you know all the plants that grow in that season. This is in the planting plans you get for free. I'm going to tell you about those in just a second. But first, this is an example of the cool season. So I'm going to write down the cool season, and I'm going to list all the plants that grow in the cool season. So you guys help me out in the chat. You can list out some of these you see in this box. You see any of these? So we've got lettuce, Swiss chard, arugula, maybe pick your favorite. Spinach, radishes, carrots, beets, peas, broccoli, cauliflower, snow peas, fava beans, parsnips, okay? So these are all in the cool season. So I know they all grow when it's like 45 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit with a chance of frost. Now I'm going to divide them, okay, by leaves, roots, and fruit. So check out this side of my chart, and I've got all my fruit, right? Peas, broccoli, cauliflower, snow peas, fava beans, all my roots, carrots, radishes, beets, parsnips, and all my leaves, arugula, spinach, and lettuce. I should also have Swiss chard and kale on there, right? All right, so there is my small, medium, and large. You guys got it? So you're gonna do this for each season. Here is a picture of the plants that grow in the cool season. Here's the warm season. Here's the hot season. So let's take this back. The cool thing, you guys, is there are roots and fruit and leaves that grow in every single season. In the cool season, you've got carrots and radishes and beets underground. You've got loads of leaves. Oh my goodness, so many leaves. Lettuces and kale and Swiss chard and spinach. And then you've got fruit. You've got snow peas, sugar snap peas, fava beans, and in my book, I call broccoli and cauliflower fruit too. In the warm season, you've got arugula and basil and all the herbs for your leaves. You've got potatoes in the ground for your roots. And then you have so many fruit, right? You have tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, eggplant, zucchini, all the stuff. In the hot season, we still have roots. We have sweet potatoes, garlic, ginger, turmeric, we have horseradish. We have the sweet potatoes are really such a huge one in the hot season. This is when it's over 90 degrees. Then we have loads of leaves, still all the herbs. We have this special green called Malabar spinach. We have basil, and more basil. And then the fruit crops we have are like hot peppers and okra and tomatillo and honeydew and watermelon. So this is where it all comes together, okay? All three of the secrets come together right here, and I'm going to show you how that happens, all right? So you're going to pick each season, you know, the leaves, roots, and fruit, and then you're just going to create how you want to put all those plants together, even if all you have is one small raised bed, one 4x4 bed, all right? So for me here, I'm going to show you cool, warm, hot, and a second cool season, okay? All in one bed. So here's my first one, my cool season. I've got lettuce on the outside, beets down the middle, and peas on trellises all through the center of the bed. You guys following me? Lettuce is my leaf, my small plant. Beets are my roots, and peas are my fruits. That's right. Leaves, roots, and fruit all in the cool season. And look, is there any room for dirt to just sit there bare? No, ma'am. It will not be alone. So here's a picture of a cool season garden. Pretty beautiful, right? All right, here is what a warm season garden looks like. Here I'm using the same layout, but I switched to arugula, potatoes, and cucumber down the center. So again, I've got leaves and roots and fruit. Here's what a garden looks like in the warm season. Then in the hot season, I am having mizuna. That's a green that can hang on through the heat. I've got sweet potato in the middle, and then okra up the middle. Now, in this case, the sweet potato could actually be two things because it's going to produce a load of greens. So you can have leaves and roots from your sweet potato. And this is what a hot season garden looks like. So you can see all the okra going up the top of the trellises. We have loads of basil and mint and not mint and oregano and rosemary. And then you can't quite see it. You can see a little bit of it on that last bed. But we actually have sweet potato growing in the back of these beds and trailing over the outside. So that's what a hot season garden looks like. And then at the end of the year, we get to go back and do a cool season again. So here we're having spinach, carrots, and broccoli. So broccoli now is our fruit. It's right down the center. Then we've got carrots in the middle, and then we've got spinach on the outside. This, my friend, is how you plant like a pro. What do you guys think? Tell me in the chat. Is this crazy? Like, can you believe how many plants you could have in one 4x4 bed? I mean, look at all the harvests you could be pulling from this one bed in 1 year. Isn't that exciting? And it is possible. Like this, I didn't just make this up, right? So does anybody feel like this right now? I was just wondering if you feel like I sprayed you with a water hose. Raise your hand if you feel like I just attacked you. You're like, whoa, that was too much, too fast. Well, I love this quote. I remember Flannery O'Connor. She's a wonderful novelist. And someone asked her once, they said, can you summarize your new book in one sentence? And she said, well, if I could do that, I wouldn't have written a book, right? She's like, I could have just told you the sentence. And so that's why I wrote a book, because I wanted to give you the step-by-step for all these plants and show you how to grow each and every one of them so you can plant them all together. I also did something else to help you out so that you make sure you're not like drowning under the garden hose. And I made videos, you guys, for all the things that are growing in my kitchen garden. So all the plants that we talk about in leaves, roots, and fruit, I've been making videos all this year, and I've created a video course for you. So I teach you how to grow microgreens. I teach you how to grow all kinds of salad greens like arugula and lettuce. I teach you how to grow root crops like radishes and carrots and potatoes. I teach you how to grow fruiting crops like beans and peas and tomatoes and zucchini and squash and peppers. And they're all inside my video course that's called Leaves, Roots, and Fruit. I've been working on it all this year, and it's available for you to watch and learn from. Now, after Saturday night at midnight, this course will be over $290. It'll be $297 to get this course, but it's not that much right now. Okay, so you're going to be able to get this course without paying $297 if you get it before Saturday night. Let me show you what the course looks like. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Uh-oh. Okay, I hope I can. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop my share. So I'm gonna bring you on a little tour inside the course, but I just realized that I kind of messed up and didn't pull it up first. So Molly is my videographer, and I hired her to work with me full time, knowing that my book was coming out, because I wanted to be sure that I could give you guys videos. Oh, sorry about that. I wanted to be sure I could give you guys videos to go along with the course. And so that is what we've been doing. Here we go. Okay, now I can preview it. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's what the course looks like. Let me go back to my Zoom, share my screen, just so you know what you're getting, okay? Okay, let's move this. Okay, so the Leaves, Roots, and Fruit course looks like this. And each of these is a video, okay? So there's a video on how to plant dill. I show you how to plant that. There's a video on all the steps, right? So we've got leaves. You go into the leaves and there's microgreens and sprouts, herbs, and salad greens. Look at all the salad greens videos. They keep going. See, show more. There's more. Okay, and then you go back and there's a whole module on roots. So inside the roots, you've got carrots, radishes, you've got garlic, onions, potatoes. All these are inside these videos so that you never, ever, ever have to wonder, how do I grow this thing, this next step that I'm trying to do in the garden? So over the next few months, I'll be adding to those videos as I go through in my garden and grow all those things. So now I've got the tomatoes in the garden, and I'm just going to bring you along with me inside this course. So you never have to wonder. You can just go into the course, open it up, and boom, you'll get to see what I'm planting next. Awesome, right? So my goal is for you to not just plant like a pro, but to become a pro, because you and me, we're just gardening together, right? All right, so you also get the salad box course. I don't know if you saw that in there, but one of my favorite things is to grow salad. You guys know that. And my mission is for everybody to grow their own salad, because it's so easy, you guys. And this course is a 5-video course that's going to show you how to build a 4x4 raised bed, plant it with lettuce, and grow $900 worth of lettuce in just 16 square feet. For real. So this is another course that's your bonus when you get to the Leaves, Roots, and Fruit course before Saturday night. You're also going to get my Salad Garden Guide ebook. It's a 90-page ebook that teaches you all about growing salad. If you order my book while we're here live, and then you get one more bonus if you sign up while we're here live, and that is my 16 planting plans. So I told you guys, remember how we were talking about the seasons? I told you how I have an ebook that will show you how to know which plants grow in what season, and even how to know what season you're in. And so this whole year-long planting plan is also yours if you get all of this, not just before Saturday, but before Saturday night. So I'll show you the planting plan in a second. So all of this, the course, the salad box course, the 2 ebooks, they are going to be over $350 on Saturday night, but they are not $350 today. Do you know why? They're only $30, and you don't even have to pay me the $30. You actually get something else for the $30. You get this, my book, Leaves, Roots, and Fruit. So when you order my book today, if you haven't already, you get all these courses for free as my thank you to you for helping me spread the word about growing your own leaves, roots, and fruit. So all those courses are free for you if you buy my book today, including the ebooks if you buy them while we're live. So to get my book, all you have to do is go to leavesrootsandfruit.com. My team is going to put the link in the chat, and you just order my book from wherever you want to. And then we just have a very simple little form that you fill out. And then we give you the login. We send you all the access to the course, and boom, you are in. So how much time will it take? It can take as long or as short as you want it to. This course is available for you to watch all year long. So you can log in and get started. You can go back and rewatch as much as you want. How is this book, Leaves, Roots, and Fruit, different from my first book? Kitchen Garden Revival is all about building and setting up your raised beds. I go into planting, but I can't go into that much detail because I spend so much of this book teaching you about the setup. So Leaves, Roots, and Fruit picks up where this book left off and teaches you how to plant like a pro, how to fill your kitchen garden or even a small garden with loads of plants. How much money and space will I need to invest? The first part of my book is all about greens, all about leaves. And these can all be started very, very small. You can do these in containers. You can do these in small pots. You can do this in that 4x4 bed. And I teach you in that salad box course how to just build a $100 bed. So you can get started and build your own stuff for less than $100 to start growing the first 2 levels at least, the leaves and the roots. Are your gardening methods organic? Absolutely, more than organic. The goal is to sustain and regenerate. So you're never going to find me using things that are not regenerative, that aren't sustainable, and you're rarely going to hear me or like see me using anything that just isn't in the natural world. So I told you before we started this class, and I'll answer questions in just a second, but I don't really use fertilizer, and I definitely don't use pesticide. So everything that you're creating with me, all this planting plan, it actually takes care of itself. It is a system that really keeps you from having to use fertilizers or pesticides. How long will I have to complete the course? You can watch and rewatch the course as long as you need. You have access to it for this entire year. Anytime you want to log in, get started, and start watching. How long is this price available? Only today while we're live. Will you get the Leaves, Roots, and Fruit course, the Salad Box course, and the 2 ebooks included if you buy my book before the class ends. Before Saturday night is how soon you have to sign up in order to get the course and my book. You have to do that before Saturday night. And then you can still get my book, but you just can't get all the courses. So all you've got to do is submit your order details at leavesrootsandfruit.com or gardenary.com. We'll sign you up. We'll send you, everything's automated. So as soon as you fill out that form, everything comes to your inbox and boom, you are done. All right, so that's it. I'm going to take your questions if you have some, and we're gonna, just keep going here. So let's see. Any Q&As we got? If we're already a member of Gardenary, does it include this course? It does not. So this is the one course that if you're a member of Gardenary, it's not included, and that's just because I want you to buy my book. No, that's just because it's just a separate thing. So it is separate from the Gardenary courses, the Leaves, Roots, and Fruit courses. I ordered mine off Amazon, so I didn't get these bonuses. You don't have to order them. That's a great place to order from. All you have to do is put your details into the form at leavesrootsandfruit.com and you'll get the bonus course. You definitely can get the course if you ordered anytime, like yesterday, a year ago, tomorrow. To get the bonus course, all you have to do is enter your order details and you are good to go. Okay, Clay says, what advice do you have for South Texas where every season is warm? Then you're going to plant mostly for the warm season. Clay, let me know if you're further south than Houston, because that's where I started my business. In Houston, San Antonio. So I don't think you're warmer than Houston. So Houston's climate is cool season at the beginning of the year. February to May is warm season. June to August is hot season, sometimes even to September. September to November is warm season again, and then the cool season starts. So even in a very hot climate, we did have cool, warm, and hot all together. So you probably do vary a little bit. But yeah, if you're in a really hot place, good, that's awesome. Like you can grow year round, right? So you're going to have some times when it's really hot. But if you know your hot season plants, you're going to be able to maximize it and never have a bare garden. It's the awesomest thing. Okay. The planting plan bonus is going to be in your course. It's just right at the top, and it's got all your planting plans and ebook. All you have to do is download it. To find the link, you can just go to leavesrootsandfruit.com or go to gardenary.com and click on the link there to order the book. And there's a form on that page. Shree says, I already ordered the book. It's already delivered. Yes, you can get the course for free. All you have to do is enter your order details at gardenary.com, at leavesrootsandfruit.com, and it will be sent right away to your email. Thank you for putting this together for us. Yay, Nicole. I'm so excited. Jenny says these videos are brilliant. Yes, that was my plan. Videos to go along with the book. Yes. Only one growing season for me. High Rocky Mountains are a gardening tangle. So Sarah, I would check your seasons. Get that planting guide, the planting plan guide that comes if you order while we're here, because I'm pretty sure you have 2 cool seasons as well. You probably have cool, warm, cool. Cool season is when there's still a chance of frost, but the soil is workable. So if you have a time when there's still a chance of frost, but the soil is workable, then you have more than just one warm season. Okay, love the 4x4, but our season may not support different types of beds. Okay, I don't know what you mean, but tell me more and I'll help you out. A lot of you guys who think you only have one season, I think you're going to be surprised when you open my planting plan ebook. I really do, because most of us have at least 3 seasons, at least. Okay, Kristen says, I'm a little bit confused. Are you planting at the beginning of the season or replanting for the hot seasons? I'm planting all the time, Kristen. So I plant at the very beginning of the season, and then I let that continue to grow. And then I start to put new things into the garden for the next season. So for me here in my garden, you can see it's very full of cool season plants right now, right? I've got garlic and lettuces and Swiss chard and carrots and radishes. So those are all in there right now. And then I'm slowly replacing them and moving them to warm season plants. Then I get to the middle of the summer, I'm going to add in some hot season plants. Then I'll go back to warm, and then I'll go back to cool. Okay. So some plants are going to stay in the garden. They can hang on and go through more than one season. But a lot of them are just going to be in there for like 60 to 90 days. Okay. Let's see what else. Can we apply these principles to only slightly raised beds? Right now I have beds surrounded by bricks. Absolutely. And let me tell you, the whole first section of leaves, those only need like 4 to 6 inches. Their roots are very small. So a slightly raised bed is going to be perfect for your leafy crops. Definitely. Okay, let's see what else we got. What's the special price, please? So the special price is just order my book. That's it. So I'm actually not going to get any of your money. I already got, an advance from my publisher. Just so you know, book writers generally make about $1 a book if they have a book deal with a publisher. So just for full disclosure, I make about $1 every time somebody orders a book. But oftentimes authors get an advance, right? So that's like they pay you ahead of time. So I got an advance on my copies, basically the publisher saying like, we believe you can sell this many books. And but it's basically like $1 a book. But for me right now, today, I don't get anything from you. You give your money to Amazon or Barnes and Noble or a local bookstore, wherever you want to buy your book. And then you just tell me that you ordered it, give me your order number, and then I'm going to give you the full course at my expense. So can you tell that I really want to sell this book? This one is not about money. It's about mission. And I just really, really, really want to see a vegetable gardening book be a bestseller. I've never seen a vegetable gardening book be a bestseller anywhere but Amazon. So I don't think there's ever been a Wall Street Journal bestseller or Publishers Clearing whatever bestseller or New York Times. So yeah, so I'm just trying to make it a bestseller. So all you got to do, the special price is literally simply just go order the book from wherever you'd like to, and then come back and tell us about it. Joanne says, I have both your books now. Oh, thank you so much. And Winona says, this is a great Mother's Day gift. Get 2 or 3. Thank you, Winona. The course starts right now. You can watch all the course right away. I'll be adding to the course as I go through the year in my own garden. In fact, we filmed about 5 video updates yesterday. I did an update on my tomatoes, on my peas, on my potatoes, on my kale, on my Swiss chard, on my bok choy, on my mustards, on my radishes. So I did 8 videos yesterday that'll be added to the course next week. So it's just something that I'll keep adding to keep helping you guys grow those plants through the year. I put the wrong email address in when I ordered. No problem. Just send it again and fix your email address and we will honor that for you. Peggy, all you have to do once you order the book is just put in your order number in that form and you are good to go. So Sunny says, what are good companion plants? Great question. That's what I just answered. So through this class, that's what I was showing you, that when you find plants that are different sizes, okay, small, medium, and large, when you find plants that are different sizes, but they grow in the same season, they're companion plants. I just did a video this morning on Instagram about this. Do y'all get this? Do you understand? Okay, I did, like, you don't need a chart for companion plants. You just need to know a few things. You need to know what season you're in and then what size the plants are, small, medium, or large. Once you know that, you can put all those plants together. That's your companion plants. So cool, right? So you don't need a chart. You just need your super smart brain and then you're good to go. Okay, tips to manage insects and pests. Planting like this is going to help with insects and pests. The worst thing you can do for insects and pests, by the way, you have a few more minutes to order to get all the bonuses, okay? One of the ways that we prevent insects and pests in the garden is by not planting all the same stuff together. The worst thing you can do for pests in the garden is give them a buffet line, right? And we do that when we plant the same plant all throughout the garden. So you want to mix and match just like I taught you to do today. And that helps like deter the pests. They're going to, smell different smells, different textures. They're going to be like, I don't want to go there because that is like, that's weird. That's not the plant I want to eat. So the diversity of plants that I just showed you, that literally is huge for pest protection. Planting flowers is so good for pest protection. And then planting native plants around your garden space is also so great for pest protection. Erica says, does the book cover pests and disease? Yes. Every single part, every single leaf, root, and fruit chapter, I talk about pests and disease. And I also have this little insert I have throughout the book called Work with Nature. And in almost every chapter, I show you how to do companion planting and how to work with nature so that you don't have to fight pests. So here's the work with nature for root crops. Do you want me to read it to you? Grow root crops by seed alongside fruit crops from steps 6 and 7 that take more months to mature. The fast-growing root crops like radishes and carrots provide soil protection and aeration underground, as well as an early harvest while you wait on fruiting plants to flower. Just be sure your root crops are well established before the fruiting plants grow tall. To avoid carrot rust flies and other root crop pests, grow garlic or onion bulbs nearby or plant chives around the border of your garden. Use nasturtiums and calendula as trap crops to keep pests off of your root crop greens as they grow. What do you see? It's right there. So awesome, right? So all you got to do is read the book, and each of the chapters has a little section here that says work with nature. And it's that simple. It's that simple. You work with nature and then you don't have to fight against it. Okay. Do you prune to control growth or encourage growth at all? Yes, there's going to be pruning tips in each of these chapters. I love to prune. You've got to prune. Okay. Pruning is necessary if you're going to be like me and plant like that. Okay. So you've got to prune. You're going to always have scissors. or pruners when you go out there, okay? Because if you don't prune and cut, you are not going to, your garden's going to be overgrown. All right. So the cool thing is when you prune, mostly what you're doing is harvesting. And that's the kind of garden tending I love, right? Is like, we're just harvesting. That's what we want to be doing. Yes. Each chapter teaches you how to prune and tend there. Let me tell you like the headings of each chapter. Are you guys not convinced to buy this book yet? What am I going to have to do? You want me to read y'all the whole thing? I'm telling you, you're going to love this book. It's amazing. Okay. Each chapter has a title, right? Salad greens. Then I talk about the plant families in each chapter. I love plant families. It helps decode the plants for me. Then I teach you how to set up for that type of plant. Okay. This is all about the setup. Okay. So here's the setup. I teach you about all the things with the setup, how much sunlight you need, how much water you need, what season you need to put it in. Then we talk about care. There's a whole section on care. I talked about water. I talk about nutrients. And then I talk about tending. The tending part of each one, that's where I'm going to teach you the pruning. Okay. So there's a whole section on tending. And then we get to the fun part, which is harvest. So there's all these charts to help you. Here's a work with nature little thingy. And then we get to harvest, and then we get to the end and talk about production. And then there's always a focus. So I always focus on one of my favorite plants in that category. And then that's it. Then there's always like a little step-by-step at the end to make sure you know every little step to take from planting, setup, planting, tending, and harvesting, because you guys know the setup is so important, right? So that's what's in here for every single level, you guys. And then if you buy my book now, you also get all the videos and the 2 ebooks. All right. Any other question? Okay. Jill says, okay, you convinced me. Awesome. Debbie says, my book arrived a couple of days ago and I love it. It's beautiful and is a wonderful guide to growing a garden. Yay. Awesome, Debbie. All right, you guys. Well, we have come to the end of our time together. This has been so fun. Y'all have been the most interactive and fun crowd. I've loved it. And I cannot wait for y'all to get my book. You have a few more minutes to place your order. And when you do, all you have to do is enter that into the form. And then we are going to sign you up for the course, the video course, the salad box course, the ebook on salad gardening, and the planting plan ebook. That's going to teach you how to know your season, no matter where you live. Even if you're in California or the high mountains or Colorado or Canada or anywhere, I'm going to teach you how to know your seasons, and you get 16 planting plans that use what we talked about today. Jenny says, thank you. This is life-changing to grow your own food. It is, and it's so enjoyable, right? I just ordered a second copy for my daughter-in-law. Thank you, Tammy. That is so kind. Hilda says, great book as well as the first one. Sarah says, thank you. You're such a bright light. Oh, I almost forgot. We got to give away the plant tags. You guys are so nice. Okay. To win the plant tags, all that you have to do is you have to tell me your aha moment today. Okay. What was your aha moment? So anything that I shared or taught you today where you were like, that's it. Like now it makes sense. It was like a light bulb moment went off and you figured out something that you didn't know before about the garden. So you can tell us right in the chat anything that was an aha moment for you. And then my team is going to pick 3 of you guys to send you my copper plant tags, or you can have the zinc ones. Aren't they beautiful? These are my favorite. You can't get these anywhere on the internet, I think, except for my store. All right. So put in your aha moment. We have plant intensively. I thought spacing kept disease in check, not planting enough. I always thought I needed to plant less. It's okay to plant more plants, Companion planting helps with pests. Gradual and intensive planting. I've been wasting all that space in my bed. Planting continuously throughout the seasons, plant more plants. There's more than one growing season. Plant. I can fill up the garden. Thinking of plants as leaves, roots, and fruit. The biggest mistake was planting too few. Native plants for pest control. More is more. No wasted space. Too much dirt in the spring. That's right. Explaining the meaning of leaves, roots, and fruit. Small, medium, and large variety. I can plant more than one plant in any given area. Thinking about planting per square foot also. My aha moment, growing small, medium, large together, kind of like a thriller, filler, spiller concept. Yes, it is like a thriller, filler, spiller concept. If you guys haven't heard that, that's like what they use for doing pots and containers. I'm going to tell you this as we end. I'll let my team pick the three winners. I did a ton of research for this new book. I was really trying to study how plants grow, what makes plants grow, what makes plants thrive in some areas and not in others. And I was learning about the energy that plants take in from the sun, because you know that's what plants do, right? They pull down the energy from the sunlight, they absorb the water, and that their cells start shaking and generating energy inside the plant. And that's called photosynthesis. Okay. So I was studying this, learning how plants make all this energy, all this food. But a huge thing happens with plants and they transpire. They lose their energy as they're breathing, as they're growing. Okay. Here it is. Are you ready? There are a couple places I was learning, like how do we keep our plants, keep that energy, right? I want the plants to keep that energy so they can give that energy to me, right? Or so I have to give them less of my energy. So I learned there are a couple places in the world that they figured out where plants don't lose a lot of their energy. Plants keep most of their energy. They photosynthesize and they hold on to their energy. Can you guess where that was? Where in the world are the places where the plants don't lose a lot of energy? Yes, Stacy. Yes, Nicole. The rainforest, tropical rainforests, swamps and jungles. Exactly. And what is happening in those places, you guys? Are the plants really spread out? Do the plants have like lots of space and there's lots of empty dirt? No, ma'am. They are packed in there. There's no open space. It doesn't have to be warmer. The plants have to be closer together. When the plants are close together, they keep their energy. Do y'all see this out here? If you walk through this space with me, which you can, by the way, if you leave a review for my book, you can come with me on a garden tour on Monday. It's energizing out there, you guys. When you're walking out there, you can like feel the energy coming off the plants. These plants, when they get to be close together, I was explaining this the other day. My kids used to all live in one room. We had 2 bunk beds, okay? And all my kids lived in just one room. And we thought that was a great idea. And they did not think that was a good idea. And that's what we would call intensive planting. You know what I'm saying? And so when we had them all in the room, it was not doing good. Okay. Like the energy in that room was like coming out and very bad, right? They needed to be spread out. So we started to spread them out. Now they're like so spread out. We're like, come back, right? The garden is not like that. Okay. The garden is not like my children. Plants are not like my children. When plants are up next to another plant, they love it. They love it. They feed off of each other. They give each other energy. They protect each other. They shade each other. They give each other something to hang on to. They love to feel other plants around them. Have you ever been to a desert? There's like one cactus, right? That cactus is just sitting there. It's like, I hate this. This sucks. I'm all by myself, right? That cactus is not happy, right? But then you go into a forest, you walk into this and you're like, these plants love each other. They love being near each other. Okay. So listen, you do not have to be afraid of putting plants near each other. Plants grow together in nature, wildly together. And now you know how to do that in your garden too. So my team is going to tell me who won my plant tags. And you guys, with all your aha moments, you're going to go buy my book. Please, pretty please. And please tell your friends and family, listen, I can't do this without you. So even if you can't buy it, please tell somebody else to buy it. Okay. Because I really need the word to spread. Can you imagine a world covered in plants and happy people? That's the world I want to build together with you. A happy planet full of tons of people that are happy and tons of plants. All right. Okay. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. Who won? Let's see. Did you announce it already? I'm looking through my chat. There's 3 people who won. Oh, send us the link to send to friends. Yes, if you want to send it to friends, just go leavesrootsandfruit.com is the link to send. That's all you have to do. Climate control by gardening. Exactly, Maxine. That is how you do it. Look at a desert, right? There's no plants. And then look at a cooler place in the world. It's going to have loads of plants in it. It helps, like plants help. Who won? Okay, I don't know who won. Did y'all tell me? Oh, here we go. Stephanie Centola, Bernadette Dunca, and Michelle Garza. Congratulations to you guys. Thank you for participating. Stephanie Centola, Bernadette Dunca, and Michelle Garza. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can email us at hello@gardenary.com. For those of you who already have my book, if you leave a review of my book, I'm going to give a live garden tour, in my garden on Monday, and you guys are welcome to come. So we'll have places for you to put the review, but all you have to do is leave the review on Amazon for us. That helps other people know if they should get the book. And we're going to do a garden tour together. I'm going to show you everything that's out in here on Monday at noon. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you want to buy your own plant tags, they are in the Gardenary shop at gardenary.com. We sell all kinds of raised beds and trellises and plant tags. Thank you, Christy. You already left a review. I love you so much. Thank you guys. Enjoy the garden. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy changing the planet one plant at a time. I love y'all so much. I could not do this without you. I would not have even gotten to write a book if it were not for you. So I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I cannot wait to watch you thrive in the garden, plant like a pro, and teach your whole community to do it too. I hope that you become known as that crazy plant lady, just like I am. All right. Or you can be a plant dude. I don't know. Do dudes watch this? Maybe. All right. Love you guys. Take care. And if you have any trouble registering with your order for your book, you can email us at hello@gardenary.com. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you for your support. Tell everybody you know to buy this book, Leaves, Roots, and Fruit. And let's make it a bestseller together. Bye, guys.